Section 1. You are about to find out that the most dangerous moment of your entire day happens before you even get out of bed. Think about this morning. What was the very first thing you did when you opened your eyes? Did you reach for your phone? Did you sit up quickly? Did you head straight to the kitchen to make coffee? If you did any of those things, and almost everyone does, then this video is going to change something you do every single day for the rest of your life. Because here is what I have learned after years of studying senior health and cardiovascular research. The single most dangerous window in your entire day is not when you are driving. It is not when you are exercising. It is not when you are stressed at work. It is the first 11 minutes after you open your eyes in the morning. 11 minutes in your own bedroom while you feel perfectly safe, and the habits most people have built over decades, completely innocent feeling habits, are placing enormous stress on the heart and blood vessels during exactly that window every single morning without anyone ever telling them. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what is happening inside your body in those first 11 minutes, why 3 very common morning habits make it dramatically worse, and what a simple replacement routine looks like, one that costs nothing, takes the same amount of time, and actually protects your heart instead of straining it. Let us start from the very beginning. Section 2. The science. To understand why the morning is so critical, you need to understand what your body was doing while you were asleep. While you sleep, your entire cardiovascular system shifts into a lower gear. Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure falls, your breathing slows. Your body is conserving energy, repairing tissue, and clearing waste from the brain. This is a completely different operating mode from daytime. Now here is the part that almost nobody talks about. While you were sleeping, you were not drinking any water. For 7, 8, maybe 9 hours, your body lost fluid through breathing and through your kidneys doing their overnight filtering work. And because of this, your blood became thicker, more concentrated, more viscous. Think of it like a river in summer versus a river after rainfall. In the morning, before you drink anything, your blood is moving more like slow-moving water than fast-flowing water. At the exact moment you wake up, your brain sends an urgent signal to your adrenal glands. Those glands release a hormone called cortisol. This is completely natural. Cortisol is your body's built-in alarm clock. It is supposed to raise your energy levels and prepare your body for the demands of the day. This process has a specific name in science. It is called the Cortisol Awakening Response, and in a healthy body, it is a good thing. But here is where the problem begins. In those same few minutes, while cortisol is spiking, your thick, concentrated blood is being pushed through blood vessels that have not yet fully adjusted from their low-pressure nighttime state to their daytime state. Your heart is being asked to work harder. Your blood vessels are shifting gears, and your blood is not helping, because it is at its most viscous point of the entire 24-hour cycle. The American Journal of Cardiology published research showing that the risk of a serious cardiovascular event, including heart attack and stroke, is between 40 and 70% higher in the first 2 hours after waking than at any other time of day. Not because of what you ate the night before, not because of your exercise habits, because of this exact biological transition happening every single morning, and whether you help your body through it or accidentally make it harder. This is why what you do in those first 11 minutes matters so much. Section 3. The 3 mistakes. Now let me tell you about the 3 habits that make this already vulnerable window significantly more dangerous. And I want to be honest with you, most people who are watching this video are doing all 3 of them every single morning. Mistake number 1. Grabbing your phone immediately. I know this one feels harmless. You are just checking messages, just seeing if anything important happened overnight, just a quick scroll. But here is what is actually happening inside your body when you do that. The moment your brain processes a message, a news headline, a social media notification, it triggers a threat response. Even mildly stressful information causes an immediate release of additional cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes, your blood vessels constrict, and you are doing all of this at the exact moment when your blood is already thick, your vessels are already under adjustment stress, and your cardiovascular system is at its most vulnerable. A study from the University of California found that checking your phone within the first 10 minutes of waking increased salivary cortisol levels by an additional 34% compared to people who waited just 30 minutes. 34% more cortisol, on top of the cortisol awakening response that is already happening, on top of the thickest blood of your day, on top of blood vessels that are still adjusting. This is not a small thing. This is a real measurable physiological impact that is happening to you every single morning before you have even gotten out of bed. Mistake number 2. Standing up too quickly. This one is genuinely dangerous, especially after the age of 60, and most people have absolutely no idea it is a problem because it feels completely normal. When you go from lying flat to standing upright, gravity immediately pulls blood toward your lower body, toward your legs and feet. Your heart has to respond instantly by pumping harder to keep blood flowing to your brain. In a 25-year-old, this compensation happens in about 2 to 3 seconds. Their nervous system is quick. Their blood vessels are flexible, and the adjustment is almost instant. After 60, this adjustment takes longer. The autonomic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that controls this response, becomes slower with age. Blood vessels lose some of their elasticity. The entire compensation process can take 30 to 45 seconds instead of 2 to 3. If you stand up before your body has finished compensating, blood pressure in your brain drops temporarily. You may feel dizzy. You may feel like you need to grab something. Some people describe it as a brief moment of darkness at the edges of their vision. This is called orthostatic hypotension, and it is not just uncomfortable, it is the leading cause of falls in people over 65. A fall at that age is not a minor event. It can mean broken bones, hospitalization, and a recovery that takes months. But it is almost completely preventable with one simple change to how you get out of bed. Mistake number 3: coffee in the first 10 minutes. I know, this one is going to upset some people. Coffee feels like the whole point of the morning, but listen to what caffeine actually does inside your body, especially in that first vulnerable window. Caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. That means it causes your blood vessels to narrow. In the morning, when your blood is thick and your vessels are already working hard to adjust, adding a vasoconstrictor into that equation amplifies every stress we have already talked about, but it gets more specific than that. Research has found that consuming caffeine within the first 30 minutes of waking significantly amplifies the cortisol awakening response. Your cortisol goes higher than it would have naturally, and it stays elevated for longer. The stress hormone your body was already releasing in high amounts goes even higher because of the coffee. What does that mean practically? More strain on the heart, higher blood pressure for a longer period, more constriction in the blood vessels at exactly the time those vessels need to relax and open up. The ideal time for your first cup of coffee is 90 minutes after waking, not immediately, 90 minutes. By then, the cortisol awakening response has naturally peaked and begun to fall. Your blood has thinned from drinking water, and your cardiovascular system has had time to fully shift into daytime mode. Your coffee will still taste exactly the same, but your heart will be in a completely different and much safer state when you drink it. Section for the solution. Now let me give you something practical, because knowing what not to do is only half of it. You need a replacement, something that fills those 11 minutes in a way that actually helps your body instead of stressing it. This protocol has 4 simple steps. No equipment needed, no supplements, no cost whatsoever. Step 1: breathe before you move. 2 minutes, before you sit up, before you touch your phone, before you do anything at all, lie exactly where you are and take 10 slow, intentional breaths. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold gently for 2 counts. Then breathe out through your mouth slowly for a count of 6. Do this 10 times. It takes about 2 minutes. Here is why this matters. Slow, controlled exhales activate the vagus nerve, the main nerve of your parasympathetic system, which is the rest and recovery side of your nervous system. Activating it in those first moments naturally lowers the cortisol spike, reduces the stress on your heart, and begins to gently raise your blood pressure. In a controlled way, preparing your vessels for the transition from lying to sitting to standing. You are essentially helping your body do what it is trying to do anyway, but more smoothly. Step 2: sit up slowly and wait 3 minutes. After your breathing, roll onto your side first. Then use your arms to push yourself into a seated position on the edge of the bed. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Now sit there. Do not stand yet. Just sit for a full 60 seconds. During this minute, your blood vessels are completing their adjustment, your heart is stabilizing its pressure, your legs are beginning to receive full circulation again after hours of horizontal position. This single habit, sitting on the edge of the bed for 60 seconds before standing, reduces orthostatic hypotension episodes by over 60%, according to research published in the journal Clinical Autonomic Research. 60% from 60 seconds of simply sitting. Then stand up slowly. Keep one hand on the bed or the wall for the first few seconds if you need to. Give your body the time it needs. Step 3: water before anything else. 3 minutes, walk to the kitchen slowly and drink 1 full glass of room temperature water before anything else enters your body. Room temperature, not cold. Cold water causes a brief stimulation of the vagus nerve that can temporarily affect heart rhythm in people who are already sensitive. Room temperature is gentle and effective. This water begins immediately thinning the blood that has concentrated overnight. It gives your kidneys what they need to shift into daytime filtering mode. It begins rehydrating the blood vessels themselves, helping them become more flexible and responsive. 1 glass, room temperature. Before coffee, before food, before your phone. Step for natural light within the first 10 minutes. 3 minutes. Go to a window. Stand in front of it for 2 to 3 minutes, or step outside for a moment if you can. Morning light, specifically the blue wavelengths in natural sunlight, signals the brain to lower melatonin production and shift cortisol into its natural healthy rhythm. Without this signal, your cortisol awakening response can be dysregulated, meaning it either spikes too high or at the wrong time. Studies from the Sleep Research Society found that morning light exposure within the first 30 minutes of waking improved cardiovascular stress markers throughout the entire day, not just the morning. Natural light, 1 window, 2 minutes. That is all it takes. So the complete protocol: breathe for 2 minutes, sit up slowly and wait, drink a glass of water, stand in front of natural light, 11 minutes total, free, and the research behind every single step is solid. Section 5, real example. I want to share a story that illustrates exactly why this matters. A man named Robert, 68 years old, came to see me after experiencing repeated episodes of dizziness every morning. He had seen 2 doctors. Both told him it was probably low blood pressure and gave him the standard advice to drink more water. The dizziness did not improve. When I asked him to describe his morning routine in detail, here is what he told me. His alarm goes off at 6:30. He immediately picks up his phone to check for messages from his children. He has 3 grown children in different time zones and wants to make sure no one needed anything overnight. Then he gets up quickly, walks to the bathroom, and makes coffee while the shower heats up, coffee in hand by 6:45. Every single morning. Do you see it? Phone immediately, standing quickly, coffee within 15 minutes of waking. He was doing all 3 mistakes every day without knowing any of it was a problem. I gave him one instruction: sit on the edge of the bed for 60 seconds before standing. Just that, one change. Within 2 weeks, the morning dizziness was almost completely gone. He did not need a medication adjustment. He did not need a specialist. He needed 60 seconds of sitting on the edge of his bed before he stood up. That is how powerful these small morning habits are in both directions. They can silently cause harm for years, or they can protect you completely, starting tomorrow morning. Section 6. Let me bring everything together before we finish. Your body goes through a significant biological transition every single morning in the first 11 minutes after you wake up. Your blood is at its thickest. Your cortisol is at its peak. Your cardiovascular system is shifting from its nighttime mode to its daytime mode. This transition is natural, but it is also when your heart is working hardest. 3 habits that almost everyone has: checking the phone immediately, standing up too quickly, and drinking coffee within the first 10 minutes each add measurable stress to that already demanding window. And for simple replacements: breathing slowly, sitting before standing, drinking water first, and getting morning light, each support your body through that transition instead of working against it. This is not complicated. It does not require any product or any expense. It requires 11 minutes and the decision to do it differently, starting tomorrow morning. If this information was useful to you, please share this video with someone you care about, particularly anyone who wakes up and immediately reaches for their phone. You may be sharing something that genuinely protects them. And if you want to go deeper on what happens to your body while you sleep, specifically how your muscles are affected between 4 in the morning and 6 in the morning every single night, I covered that research in full detail in the next video. It connects directly to what we discussed today, and most people who watch it tell me it completely changes how they think about sleep. The link is right here. I will see you there.